Hello everyone and welcome to the 11th update for MSP. Of course that does not include the retro one. There technically has been 11 updates of MSP, but the retro one does not count for our series. So pretty jam-packed update in this one. Got the new light in, so it makes the lighting a little bit better over here. It'll be a lot better on the other side of the airport when we get closer to the light. But I was able to find a way to attach it to my ceiling, basically, so that will work quite well, and surprisingly, that works very well. So we'll get back into that later, and of course, it'll be more visible on the other side of the airport, but we'll start here with this Jetblue E190. This is in the Blueberry's Tail. All these flights are from Monday, the 23rd of May, and the time frame is around 3:35, 3:36-ish is when all these flights are taking place. So I'll start here with this JetBlue E190. This is in the Blueberry's Tail. The actual aircraft was in the Blueprint tail, or well, the Blueprint livery. One of my favorite aircraft liveries out of any airline anywhere. I really like the JetBlue Blueprint. Definitely one of my favorites. This one is just pulling into the gate and arrived in from New York JFK. It'll be doing a turnaround and heading back out there. JetBlue sees 2 flights daily on the JFK, one at around this 3 o'clock time, and then one late in the evening at around it's at 11 p.m. or something. And that's of course an overnight, but at least I think it's an overnight. But that flight's on the A320, and this one is on the E190, as you can see. This is the only JetBlue aircraft that I have, so even though it's kind of broken, it's the only JetBlue aircraft that I have. At least this flight was on the E190, because the first JFK flight at around 3 is on the E190, then the A220 from Boston, and then finally the A320 from JFK. So JetBlue is flying all their aircraft here. I want to get a shapeways of a A220, and I'm going to turn that into a JetBlue A220. Maybe later I can get an A320, but this is all we have for now, and I'll work on my JetBlue collection going forward. And now into a big Suncountry lineup. Of course, I'm using all my Suncountry aircraft in this airport update. We'll start with this Darren 737-800. This is in the old livery, and this one came in from New Orleans, and we'll be heading out to Orlando. Our second aircraft here is the Suncountry 737-800. This is in the new Tide Pod livery. And this one came in from Las Vegas, and we'll be heading out to Phoenix Sky Harbor, or Red River Aviation's airport. Las Vegas is also one of Citrus Aviation's airports, so check them out. I know I said that in the last update, and I said quite a bit, but you should check them out. 2 great content creators, and 2 that I definitely love shouting out here as many times as I can, because they both do a really good job and were inspirations for my channel and my content. So big thanks to them. And as you may be able to tell, this probably isn't the most realistic. We have a Suncountry Dc10. This is my backup emergency use Suncountry aircraft. If I don't have any other available, I can use this one. And I figured this is a good enough clause because there are so many Suncountry flights flying in all at once here at MSP at this time. So I decided to throw in the DC-10 here. This one is filling in for 800 in the Tide Pod livery. This one came in from Tampa, and we'll be heading out to Palm Springs. And our second aircraft here, just teetering on the edge, is this Suncountry 737-700. This is filling in for 800, of course, in the Arial text font livery, or the old livery with the weird Arial text font. It's not a very good livery if you ask me, but this one came in from Phoenix Sky Harbor, or Red River Aviation's airport, like I already said. And it'll be heading out to San Antonio. And now we go into Terminal 1. We will start with this Delta 737-900. This one came in from Anchorage, and I noticed that 3 updates ago that I'd never seen the Anchorage flight in here on 737-900, and now it's been in here for 3 updates in a row, so really made me eat my words there. This one came in from Anchorage, and we'll be heading out to Fort Myers. And our second aircraft here is this Delta A321. This is in the Thank You livery. This one came in from Tampa, and we'll be heading out over an hour late to Las Vegas. So fortunately that flight has been delayed, and this one just arrived in from a flight from Tampa. I'm getting the bags loaded off right now, and the catering there. And now we are moving on to a great lineup of Delta wide bodies and, well, SkyTeam wide bodies. We'll start with this Delta 767. The actual aircraft was a 400, and this is representing a 300. Of course, the only 400 model is quite rare. It's made by Herpa, and that's the only one that's ever been made. Delta 767 400 1/400 scale. There are plenty of 300s. I don't really have those either, so I have to use this Darren. I'm not collecting Darren anymore. I'm working on phasing them out, and so hopefully I can get better at that. But they do come in handy in situations like this. This one came in from London Heathrow, and that's one of Delta's newly resumed services. And it will be doing a turnaround and heading back out there later. Currently getting the catering loaded up. I guess the catering truck in the back there isn't quite hooked up, but you know, it's close enough, so that'll work. Then up next here it is, the Delta A350, and Amsterdam is sending these now, or Delta is sending these to Amsterdam now from MSP, which is really cool. This is not representing the A350 flight to Amsterdam. This is representing the earlier A330-900 flight. But I still want to throw in the A330 here. My actual model A330 will be used later. You'll see that in a little bit, but the actual one is actually in the Team USA livery, so that's really cool. I'm considering if Gemini does release that one in the future in 1/400 scale. They did it in 1/200 scale, so they might do it in 1/400 scale in the near future. I'll consider picking that one up. Of course, money's kind of tight right now, so I don't know. And of course, the wide bodies are more expensive than the narrow bodies, so if it works out, I will definitely purchase that one because it is a really nice model and it will be a nice one to have here in the fleet. Of course, need some A330-900s as that's what all the international flights are on to MSP right now. But the A350 coming in use here for Amsterdam is this one. I guess, like I said, like 3 times already came in from Amsterdam, and this will be doing a turnaround heading back out there. Really cool that they're sending the A350s here. I don't know if that will be a permanent thing or if that's just something that they decided to do for 2 days and are not going to do again, but really cool. And so this is the second Delta A350, or the second Delta Amsterdam flight, at least on the time frame for this update, the date, which is Monday, May 23rd. So I don't know if they're going to continue doing this for Delta. And of course, there's the KLM Amsterdam flight as well. Having trouble speaking right now, but that's really cool that they're doing that. I hope they continue. As I love to see the A330 flying more often because due to the Rona, they kind of slowed down and eventually stopped A330 flights to MSP. We used to have them in from like Tokyo and Seoul, also in the 777, but unfortunately they stopped doing that due to the Rona, and of course now the 777 is retired. That's why there's the retro updates. And here is this beautiful KLM A330. This one is doing our second Amsterdam turn of the day. This is actually the first one chronologically. This one did come in before the A330 900 USA livery or the A350 from Amsterdam. So this is technically the first one. And getting the baggage loaded on, you can't really see it, but it's kind of off to the right side of the screen there. And getting loaded up, and will be taken off for its flight out to Amsterdam. And here we have this beautiful Delta A330. As you can see, the jet bridge isn't quite aligned, and that's irking me, and I can't get it to sit properly. This one came in from Paris Charles de Gaulle, and it will be doing a turnaround and heading back out there. So good to see that Paris and Amsterdam are all reliable flights. We're seeing them daily, well, in case of Amsterdam, twice daily. And of course, for both of them, they have their respective SkyTeam carriers like KLM and Air France. Condor should be starting soon. That'll be really exciting. Plan on doing an airport update when they return. And of course, Aer Lingus is still indefinitely suspended until further notice. So hopefully Aer Lingus returns soon. I think they're gone due to the Rona. And I don't know when they'll be returning, but hopefully soon, because kind of missing Aer Lingus. It's really nice having direct flights to Dublin. But for now, we don't have those. And hopefully Aer Lingus will return soon, because that was a really nice connection to have. But also, we'll do an airport update, of course, when Aer Lingus returns, but we don't really know when that will be, unfortunately. And next year, here's where you can really see the full force of the light, and it really is nice to have. We have this Delta H2300. Actual aircraft on this flight was an A319. This one came in on a flight in from Winnipeg, so that's pretty cool. And then we'll later be heading out to Austin, Texas. Then up next here, another beautiful shot with the new light that would have been really bad if I didn't have the light on. The lighting would have been just terrible, because this is at the very corner of the airport. But here we have this Air Canada Express Crj 900. This is operated by Jazz Aviation. And this one arrived in from Toronto Pearson. and it's just taxiing in right now, and we'll be parking at its gate Echo 3, and we'll then be doing a turnaround and heading back out to Toronto. And now into the Echo Concourse. We'll start with this American Eagle E175, gorgeous aircraft, especially in the new lighting. I'm not going to shut up about it. It's such a great asset to have this new light, and it looks so great on MSP, I must say. This one came in. This is operated by Republic. Came in from New York LaGuardia. And this will be doing a turnaround and heading back out to LaGuardia. And next year we have this United E170 filling in for an E175 in the Evo Blue livery. This one is operated by Mesa Airlines, and it arrived in from Houston IH, and it will be doing a turnaround and heading back out there. And this is a really interesting flight. On this date we had 2 Alaska diversions, which is insane. Well, one of them diverted to MSP, and one of them diverted on its way to MSP. The original one that this one is not representing came in from DCA, Washington DCA, or Washington National, Reagan National. It has so many names, I don't know what to call it. So I just use the airport code. But that one diverted for, I don't know why, I don't know where to find that information, but it diverted to MSP, and then later continued on its way out to Seattle. And that was on an A320. But this one was a scheduled flight from Seattle to MSP, and it diverted to Bozeman, Montana. And this is the flight that just arrived in from Bozeman after the diversion, and currently getting the passengers loaded off in the bags. Of course, it is very late after the diversion, over an hour. So the passengers going back out to Seattle probably aren't too happy right now, but it's cool to get this in this update, because it wouldn't have been if it wasn't for the diversion. I'm not saying that the diversion was good or anything, and I'm hoping that if it was like a medical emergency or something, that everyone's okay, but still good to get the model in the airport update. That's all I'm saying. Of course, I want all the flights to be on time and everything, but sometimes it's just nice to get some rare flights in the airport updates. And next year we have this Spirit A320. This is in the Bearfair livery. And this one arrived in from Las Vegas, and it will be doing a turnaround later and heading back out to Las Vegas. Oh, and as I'm recording this, there's a flight going over. Let's see what that is, actually. Looks like that is, it's a C-130. No wonder I could hear it. C-130 just flew over. Now I lost the flight info. I was using Flight Radar for that, but we just had a C-130 fly over, so I think I'm gonna leave that in. That's pretty cool. But now I gotta find the flight again here, so this might take a minute. But I'll start with the aircraft description at least. Here we have this Delta A321 with sharklets, of course, because all the Delta A321s have sharklets. Really beautiful aircraft. I've had the pleasure of flying on these on 4 appearances, I believe. 4 instances, rather, would be more proper grammar. That's not proper grammar. That would, yeah. So now that I've found the flight information there in 1 second, this one arrived in, this is filling in for an A319, and it arrived in from Baltimore BWI, and it will later be heading out to Austin. So, or sorry, no, that's today's. I got the dates mixed up. This will be heading out to Indianapolis. So I know that was kind of rough, but I want to include the A330 or the C-130. That's pretty cool. Actually, I can show you real quick. Here's the, or maybe I don't, because I will show my location. Probably shouldn't do that. I'll just zoom in a bunch. So here's the C-130. There it is. Can't see my location. That's a golf course. I don't live at a golf course. So cool to see. Awesome to see some C-130 action. So thank you, Flight Radar 24, and thank you, the viewers, for letting me go on that tangent. I know that was kind of rough, but like I said, this one came in from Baltimore. We'll be heading out to Indianapolis. And next here we have this Delta Connection Crj 900. This is operated by SkyWest, filling in for an E175 because Gemini has still not released it. Even though they've released an E175 for every other airline in the world, they have still not done it for Delta Connection. Come on, I just want my E175, because it would be a major asset that I could use in these airport updates, but they still don't have one, even though it's been release after release after release that they've released an E175, but it's never been Delta. Ow. So mad that I hurt myself over it. This one came in from Omaha, and will be heading out a bit of a delayed flight to Houston IH. I'm not going to tell you if that was scripted or not. And here we have another Delta Connection Crj900. This is also operated by SkyWest. And this one came in from Louisville, and then we'll later be heading out to Cleveland. And here we have my pair of Crj700s. We'll start with this SkyWest Crj700. Of course, this actual aircraft operates American routes, but it applies here because this is filling in for Delta Connection Crj900. This is, of course, operated by SkyWest. And this one came in from Oklahoma City. This one came in from Madison-Dane County, and we'll be heading out to Oklahoma City or JJ Skippy's airport. If you like your own subscriber route, please comment down below the airport that you would like me to feature as a subscriber route. It just has to be realistic, and on YouTube, I'm not accepting any Instagram airports, but as long as it meets those criteria, I'll love to feature it when I can in these future airport updates. As I don't really have any official ones, these are all kind of just other content creators that I like. And in the case of Citrus Aviation and Red River Aviation, returning the favor because I have a subscriber route set up with them. But if you'd like your own with my channel, please comment it down below. I'd love to feature your airport in my future airport updates. And then our second aircraft back here is this Delta Connection Crj700. This is filling in for a Crj200, as I only have one of those currently. And I'm also considering getting the Gemini Jet Crj200, but like I said earlier, money's kind of tight right now, so... but maybe look forward to that in the future. This one came in from Wausau, and we'll be heading out to Appleton, Wisconsin. And that flight is also delayed. Oh, that's like a 3.5 hour delay, or almost 4 hour delay actually. So, unfortunately for that flight, that is quite significantly delayed. Jeez. And now into Concourse B, we have this Delta Connection Crj200. This is operated by Endeavor Air. And this one came in from Duluth. And this has a long stay here at MSP. We'll be staying overnight and heading back out to Duluth in the morning. So, long stay for this aircraft. And here we have this Delta Connection Crj700 filling in for 200. This is operated by SkyWest. And this one came in from Brainerd, Minnesota. And it will later be heading out to Sioux Falls, or another JJ Skippy airport. So, really cool there. Also, we've hit every single concourse in this, and we hit them in reverse alphabetical order, so we went from H to A in reverse order, so that's a little bit interesting for this update. And that'll conclude this update as well, so thank you all for joining me once again here. I'm so grateful for all of you. We're so close to 150 subscribers too. Talking about some channel news, Massive Unboxing #1 will be coming out this Saturday. I'll be live on the premiere at 1 p.m. So check that out if you can. If you can't make the premiere, of course, feel free to watch it later. And that should probably be my longest video, considering we have quite the amount of models to unbox in that one. That's why it's called a massive unboxing. And then either Monday, Memorial Day, or the weekend afterwards, I'll be going to Flying Cloud Airport to do another stream. I'm guessing by then I'll have 150 subscribers, so hopefully I don't just lose a ton all of a sudden, but hopefully by then I have 150 and we can do that live stream from Flying Cloud. So I did the MSP one. It's only appropriate now to go to Flying Cloud and do some streaming there, and I will try to do it a little bit better here, because of course we had some complications with the last one, and I'm going to try to do it a little bit better this time. Of course, that was kind of like a practice run. Now I have the practice to do a proper stream here from Flying Cloud, and hopefully it goes a little bit better than the last MSP one, where we had some rain and some technical problems, and I'm trying to improve. That was my first time streaming ever, and so hopefully it will go better than that. And I hope to see you there as well. And of course, if you can't make it, I'll post a stream highlights video and after the fact. So don't feel pressured to be at any of those events live, because you can watch it after the fact if you please. But like I said, this is a long conclusion. This is the actual conclusion. So thank you all for checking it out once again, and I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.